All right, let's just answer the question, how much did it cost me to buy my 2015 Lamborghini Huracan LP610-4? Hope everyone is doing well. This is going to be an interesting video. If you're new to the channel, by the way, welcome. My name is Hayden, and before you watch this video, I highly encourage you to watch this one, okay? I'm going to put it up here, hopefully if I can figure out how, the Lamborghini link to the video, okay? That's the video of, wow, it's been 2 months, of me buying the car, okay? So that was me buying my dream car. I'm going to leave the link down below as well. Absolutely insane experience. We have an amazing video put together. You'll be taken to this video here. If you have not watched this one on the channel yet, I mean, it was crazy. For those of you who haven't seen the car, I'll show you it real quick because it's a beauty, okay? Here's the car for those of you who have not seen it yet. Whatever, we made some cool, funny video. Again, definitely go check it out if you have not already. But I wanted to come at you in this video and actually answer something that I've been getting asked a lot. And you know, it's something I didn't mention in that video because I didn't really feel the need to. I didn't really, want to discuss it. People can usually ballpark what it costs. But I wanted to talk about the vehicle. I know I've mentioned the insurance since then. I just never showed how much the vehicle itself costed. So I want to talk about other things. You know, there's expenses on vehicles. Like, I mean, even my M4, which I made a video on me buying, like I told you guys how much I bought that for. I told you everything, the insurance, the cost. So I feel like I should do the same with this car. You know, I want to be transparent with it. And it's just, it's, again, I had to kind of refocus my perspective on it because this is something that I would have 1,000%, 1,000,000% wanted to know if I was watching someone on YouTube. And I had people like that where I was always curious 3-4 years ago. So I want to be that person now sharing that with you, which is awesome. So I bought my M4 back in 2017, the end of the year. So that vehicle, I made a whole video of me buying that when I was 17 years old, exactly how much it costed, and insurance breakdowns and whatnot. I broke down the insurance costs on the Lamborghini as well in a separate video. The worst insurance, the insurance policy, people, for State Farm, which is one of the biggest. In all of Arizona, I have the single highest policy for one vehicle under a person who does not own a collectible vehicle. So for a car that's not some crazy rare antique collectible, I have the most expensive vehicle policy for a non-commercial vehicle. That's what they told me. Wild. Absolutely wild. First of all, that might be stupid or whatever, but it's just, I'm beyond blessed to even be able to do that. So the car itself, let's talk about the details of it. How did I even find it, okay? So this car, honestly, I didn't really care what I got. I was like looking at McLarens, I was looking at a Ferrari 458, a 488, and then I was also obviously looking at Huracans. I've always kind of had my eye on that car. So one day I was at the Lamborghini dealership in North Scottsdale here in Arizona. I had just moved into one of my places here, and I was just looking around. I was trying to find a deal. They had a car there. It was about, I think, 200,000 or 190 something. I think it was about 200,000. It was so ugly. It was so ugly. It was like silver on silver rims. It looked like a bullet. It had absolutely no upgrades. Stock, no wing. It was like a cream interior, not even like the good white that mine has. It was disgusting. And I really didn't like it. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to really change this car and it's gonna cost a lot. Probably about 15 grand worth. So what happened, I started looking online. I was looking at deals, and as I'm standing there looking online with the guy at Lamborghini North Scottsdale, I'm like, boom, wait a minute. No way, that's my friend's car. And my buddy Austin Zabak was actually selling his Lambo. He had just listed it, hadn't gone and posted it anywhere, put it in the dealer. So I'm like, I told the guy, I'm sorry, I'm not buying your car. There's no chance. So I'm gonna go hit up my buddy and see what's up, because I'd seen his car. I'd never ridden in it. I'd never even heard it started up, but I'd seen it parked, outside their place. All my buddies live in that building. I've seen it. So, and on social media. And so I knew it was a cool car. I knew it was taken pretty good care of, at least to a degree. And I knew that, it was something where I didn't have to really worry about the history of it. He was gonna be honest with me. So it was a 2-owner vehicle. The person who owned it before Austin was Cody Sperber, a very big real estate guy. Him and Austin are business partners, and Austin actually learned from him and then bought his Lambo from Cody, which is crazy. So put it back in perspective, talk about the price real quick. The vehicle I was looking at Lamborghini North Scottsdale looked like a piece of poop. I didn't even like it at all. I didn't like it. But it was, I believe it was 200,000. Now, it didn't have as many miles as my car had on it, but the one that I ended up purchasing had $100,000 in upgrades. everything from the wrap on it. It had everything from the, you know, the front carbon diffuser, extra carbon, had a huge DMC wing on it, full carbon fiber, custom rims that were, I think, 20 grand, like so much extra stuff, an extra radar put in it, like I think it was like 7,000 they talked about. I didn't want to talk about the price in the video of me buying the vehicle, but like all these things, like the wing was 8 grand, the radar detector in the car 7, because it's like custom built into the mirror, and it's like built into the dash. Crazy, like tells me exactly where the cops are. Everything with, there was a tune, exhaust, all this stuff. So Creative Bespoke, which if you guys don't know that, if you're into cars at all, very, very big car customization company, huge. They do millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars a month. They said that to this day, the car that I now own is still their favorite Huracan, okay? So that to me is a really, really cool thing, you know, that I own that. And to be honest, that's not even like the big deal of why I own it, you know, I just loved the car. So back to the point of how much I paid and how this went down. So I went from Lamborghini North Scottsdale, I called my buddy, I sent him a text. I was like, yo, it's for sale, I'd love to come check it out. Scheduled a test drive. While I was on the test drive, I told him, I said, I will buy your car in cash tomorrow. Let me just talk to my tax guy and let me talk to my insurance guy. And it was done. The next day we went to his buddy who owns the dealer so that he could kind of broker the deal and do all the paperwork. I had a cashier's check in my hand. I signed literally my name one time, gave him the check, got both sets of keys, got the extra floor mats because they had like cool customized floor mats, and it was done. I had the car. So it was like the easiest, smoothest transaction. It's the only car I've bought in person, my M4. I've only owned 2 cars. The M4, which I still do have. The M4, I bought it online actually, and I had it repainted and then sent up from Florida because it was a pretty decent deal, and I was honestly in a little bit of a hurry to buy that because I was trying to make it. I was living in Minnesota at the time where I grew up, and I was trying to get the vehicle before it snowed up there. So I had like 3 weeks of fun with it, and then it was just like in the garage for a few months. So, and then I moved to LA. So yeah, so the vehicle, I ended up paying $210,000 for it. That's how much I paid for the vehicle. I paid for it in cash. That's what I decided to do. Some people say it's dumb. It was not dumb. You don't know my situation. So I paid for the vehicle in cash. I could sell this vehicle right now for $5,000 to $8,000 profit, maybe 10. So you make money when you buy the home. You make money when you buy the car. You don't necessarily make money when you sell it. So buying it right, the reason I bought it, and the reason I bought it immediately, because I knew it was gonna sell. I knew it was gonna sell for about $220 at the time. The reason I bought it immediately, it was a good deal. It was a car that I loved, I wanted it. It was for my friend. I knew that there would be no issues, and like it came with the original set of rims as well, which is, I think those are like 5 to 8 grand. You know, it was a really, really good deal of what I got on it. So the car, for those of you curious, it had about 13,900 miles or so when I bought it. So a Huracan with that many miles, this model, it is the 610-4, so 610 horsepower. With the mods, it's about 700 to the wheel. So it's a crazy car. That Huracan itself, stock with that many miles, is worth about $195,000 to $200,000. So strip away all the mods, that's what it's worth. Now, the extra cost of it, because the miles was high, obviously, is because of the upgrades. Now, for those of you who know cars, when you upgrade a vehicle, you don't really get any of that money back when you sell it. So it's such a small, like it really doesn't. You have to sell it to the right person to make it worth it. So for me, paying the extra 10 for something I would have already had to have done, like I wouldn't have done all of that, no way. But I would have done some of the stuff, like remember the Huracan I was talking about in North Scottsdale, I would have had to put 10 to 15 into it to change it. Rims, wrap, exhaust, and wing. That would have, no doubt, even if I got like some sort of partial sponsor deal, would have been 10 to 15 grand. So I was glad that it was already done. It made sense to me. It was ready to go, and I could literally have the vehicle the next day. So he's like, okay, perfect. And I was like, all right, just let me call my guy. He's like, awesome. And you know, Austin actually made a little video talking about it, which is kind of funny. I'll put in a clip of him here. Austin, I hope I have your permission to do this. But yeah, so I'll insert this clip here. You can check this out of what he had to say about that little part of the situation.
It wasn't listed, it wasn't for sale. One of my friends called me up and they're like, hey Austin, you know, I'll give you cash, $210,000 tomorrow. At the time, that's what he said, tomorrow, if you sell me the car.
And so that's kind of how it went down. And you know, it wasn't necessarily an impulse buy. I mean, I've been wanting a vehicle like this for about actually a year, 11 months. So I thought I was gonna buy it for my 18th birthday last year, but I ended up moving out and then immediately leaving the country to travel, and then I didn't really care. So where I'm at right now, you know, I got the vehicle. I will actually show you. I just got this bill in the mail today. I got the insurance bill in the mail. If you guys have not yet seen this video, breaking it down, oh boy, you're in for a treat. So this is what that single biggest, highest policy is gonna be looking like, okay? Let me make sure I'm not showing you too much here, all right? So I wanna keep it real with you guys. You can see it, I just have to make sure that I'm not showing too much information. There's like numbers all around it. Hayden Bowles, right there, that's my name. Total amount, $2,467. That's to be paid here on March 17th. So, that's the monthly insurance cost. So the other cost that would go into this vehicle if I wanted to buy tires for it. So the tires had a good amount of tread, which is great. So I'm not gonna need to replace those anytime soon, maybe in 4, 5, 6 months. Austin owned it for a while. He only ended up paying $1,000 for a simple basic service with like oil and whatnot. So the reason I really wanted a Huracan over any of the other vehicles, like a Ferrari 458, maybe a McLaren 570S or 650S, the reason I wanted it was because it's such a bulletproof vehicle. Like almost nobody has issues with it, and up until you get past like 30,000 miles, you're not gonna have any problems. Like, you know, Ferraris can break, they're very expensive, like McLarens can break. I'm not saying Lamborghinis don't, but you know, I guess the success rate, the odds of that are, it's a much more solid car. I have so many friends in the car space. Like I talked to JR Garage, my buddy Kieran, all these people where that's what they do for a living, clients, they own 10, 20 cars, you know, so they know everything about that. I talked to them, you got their opinion on it as well. But it was a really cool vehicle to purchase. You know, it costed me money. The thing is, a lot of people are gonna view it as I spent $210,000. I did not spend $210,000 on this vehicle. All I did was transition the money from my bank account into the car. And you might be like, well, duh, that's weird. No. I can move it right back out. All I have to do is sell the vehicle, and yeah, it might take a few weeks or whatever to sell, but that money was sitting there. So it's not like I lose $210,000. In fact, I can make a little bit of money. Now, there are other costs associated with the vehicle, which I want to mention. Registering a Lamborghini. Here in Arizona, you're gonna pay like 6.5% sales tax or something, which you do the math on a car like that. You know, that's about $14,000 or so to register this Lamborghini. So there are costs associated. That's natural to come with ownership, okay? You're gonna have to understand that. But it was a good deal on the vehicle. I liked the vehicle. It was the vehicle I wanted. I purchased it. That's what I got it for. I hope that you guys enjoyed the breakdown. What I want to do though is if you guys have any questions at all, I'm going to check back on here probably once a day for the next couple days. Drop it in the comments down below. If you're curious about anything, curious about the car, any of the mods, I love it. I love cars. I don't know everything about it. I don't know all the crazy specs or anything in depth. I know what's on the vehicle and whatnot, but you know, I just love it. To me, it's a form of art. It's a great experience. It's a lot of fun. It's one of my great hobbies. So that's why I did it. That's how much I paid for the vehicle. I could sell it for a little bit more. I could definitely get out of it for exactly what I paid, and that's why it made a lot of sense. You know, at the little dealer that we brokered it through, Austin's friend, Vinny, great guy, shout out to you, brother. There was another Huracan, same year. It was a 2015 bone stock, so no $100,000 in upgrades, just with like 7,000 less miles for the same price, $210,000. So to me, that's, you know, it made a lot of sense for this car. And so I hope that breakdown, I guess, answered that question of how much it costed. Again, if you haven't checked out the video, go ahead and check it out. I'm gonna leave the link down below and maybe linked up here somewhere. But definitely check it out. It was a really cool video. Hired a photographer for the whole thing, so like videoed it and did some sick like cinematic edits and follow cams and drones and all this stuff. So really awesome video. I'm glad that I have it. You know, that'll be a great memory to look back on. I can even look back on the BMW M4 video that I made like 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. So kind of crazy to think about. I do appreciate everyone who's saying positive things about the car. I do plan on doing a few things to it. I'm not going to talk about what, but you know, I'm definitely going to change it to make it my own. So that'll definitely be fun. Those will be coming soon. But other than that, I'm just enjoying it. I don't really drive it that much. So it is an expensive vehicle to not be driving that much, especially when I'm like, you know, traveling for usually about a third of the month, and I'm actually headed back overseas just like I did last year. Last year was about 3.5 months worth of traveling. This month, this summer will be about half of that. Actually, no, it'll be close. So, you know, I'm still deciding exactly what I want to do on that, but you know, it's still a great vehicle. It's definitely, you know, cost money and whatnot, but it was, to me, worth it, and it was a good purchase price. So made sense. Got honestly the best Huracan on the market, which is great. So super excited about it. Yeah, let me know you guys' feedback on the vehicle. You can go check out the other video of us, you know, picking it up, making a cool video about it. Let me know your comments on there, what you think about the car. And yeah, other than that, I'd greatly appreciate it if you guys dropped a like here on this video. I'm gonna keep coming at you with content. We're past a little over 122,000 or maybe 123,000 subs, which is crazy. YouTube, I'm still waiting on my plaque. What's up with that? Not cool, all right? So if you guys haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Again, I hope that answered it. This is something I was always curious about with other people. So yeah, I hope that takes care of that question that a bunch of people are asking. So with that being said, I'll be seeing you on the next video. Peace.